I think it would be very good for our country. We should have removed that long ago, no? We should never have included it in the new constitution. We seem to be afraid of foreigners controlling our economy. Well, let me tell you a story. When I was in exile in America, suddenly the Japanese started buying up American real estate because the interest rates in their country had gone down to 0.5%. And those who had buildings there said, I'll borrow money, pay 0.5%, buy a property in the United States, which gives me 10% return, a cap rate of 10%, so I can afford to pay the bank. At the same time, I make a big profit. So the Americans were pretty upset. A big Japanese insurance company bought up Rockefeller Center. Another big Japanese corporation bought up Pebble Beach. And I told the Americans, said, look, they cannot bring Rockefeller Center to Tokyo. It has to remain in New York. They cannot bring Pebble Beach to Kyoto. It has to remain in New York, so don't worry. And as luck would have it, the economy of Japan tanked in 1991, 92, 93, up to now. And the Japanese who bought all those buildings sold it back to the Americans at a cheaper price. I wouldn't worry about that. As a matter of fact, the more money that foreigners bring in here, the more investments we have, the more jobs we create. So why are we scared? I could never understand that kind of attitude. Yes, we have to amend the Constitution.
Okay. Sir, studies from people with conflicting viewpoints would say that actually bringing in more foreigners to have ownership here in the Philippines would make things difficult for local entrepreneurs and local people to set up their own firms and businesses, and would actually choke their own hold on the economy. What do you think about reports like these?
That's not a valid excuse. That doesn't hold water. You see, we have to learn how to compete. We can't say, well, this is our economy, so I will produce this pen, and this pen will cost me 2,000 pesos to produce. If you bring in a Japanese firm, it can produce this at 100 pesos. But kawawa naman ako. So therefore, let me produce it at 1,000 pesos. And who will I sell this to? I'll sell it to my fellow Filipino. Now, if you were the buyer, and you had a choice between two pens, and you had to pay 1,000 pesos for one pen and 100 pesos for the others, what would you choose? What would benefit you more? Because then you'd have extra money to spend on other things that you need. Second, that was the basis for the Filipino First policy that this country adopted in the 1950s, which was wrong. So what happened? We protected all the local industries. Kung papasok kayo ng semento, we'll tax it 100% tariff. No? You have to buy Philippine cement. So what happened? When we started to export, we couldn't because our cost of production was too high. Up to this time, we cannot export our sugar. Our cost of production is too high. Our rice, our cost of production is so high. Simple things like that because we never learned how to compete. And all of the countries around us have been able to compete because they never closed off their economy. So whose benefit then? Is it to our benefit when you stop foreigners from competing with us? Lately, we've now adopted several new laws. I authored one of them and passed it, allowing now 100% ownership in Philippine banks. It's only this year that we're allowing 100% ownership in Philippine banks. Before, hanggang 40% lang yan. Or we limited them to 10 banks. Ay, hindi, sabi ko, let them compete. So now that we signed up the ASEAN integration, financial integration, we opened up now our banking industry. Now several foreign banks are coming in and they're bringing in their suki that they're setting up the factories here already. So, nakikinabang na ngayon ng